The orphan unit on Station Nilaris 3 was quiet that day. It's not come quiet like before a storm. 6 alien children sat in the shadows of their metal bunk beds, their strange eyes wide, their small bodies tense. They had seen many visitors before, but never one like this. A human had entered the station. He was tall, broad shoulders. One of his eyes was covered with a black patch. A long scar ran across his face like lightning. His name was Captain Ha-joon Ryu, and he didn't smile. He didn't wave, didn't wear soft clothes like the other visitors. He looked like he came from a battlefield, like someone who had killed and survived, and the children whispered, "He eats meat. He growls in his sleep." Humans. Fight for fun. No one had adopted them yet. Other species came, looked at the children, then left. Too many species. Too strange, too broken. One child breathed acid. One never spoke. 2 of them only hissed. Most were scared. Some were dangerous. They were always called too much for a normal home. But this human didn't leave, Captain. Ha-joon stood before the orphanage director. A tall, feathered alien named Jiwa. Jiwa's feathers fluffed nervously. With respect, Jiwa said, "These children are difficult. One of them melted a chair last week. Another attacked a visitor. They don't speak standard. They don't trust anyone." "I've handled worse," Ha-joon said. "You're carnivorous. So are half the species in this quadrant." "But your reputation," Jiwa began. "I didn't come for approval," Ha-joon said. "Came for them?" Jiwa blinked. "All of them?" "All of them." When Ha-joon entered the sleeping hall, the room fell into deep silence. 6 children. 6 pairs of eyes. Each from a different world, a different shape, different pain. They didn't move. They didn't speak. Ha-joon didn't shout. He didn't tell them to behave. He sat cross-legged on the cold metal floor and looked at them all. "I'm not here to hurt you," he said. "I'm not here to make you something else. I've got a ship. It's old, but it flies. I've got food enough for 10 years. If you come with me, you'll work. You'll sleep safely. You'll eat well. That's my offer." No one moved. The room stayed silent. Then a small insectoid girl stepped forward. Her name was Mira. Her legs were thin like sticks. Her voice was tiny. "You eat flesh?" Scared Ha-joon looked into her large green eyes. "Yes, only animals. Never children, never family." Mira tilted her head. "Would we be family?" "If you want," he said. The others moved now slowly. A tall, blue-skinned boy named Day stepped out. He didn't speak much. He looked strong, but his eyes were sad. "You take all of us?" Day asked. "I don't leave people behind." Ha-joon answered. They looked at each other, clicked, hissed, blinked, whispered in different languages. Mira touched Day's hand. Day nodded. One by one, they stepped forward. Sue and Rin, the twin feline girls with glowing eyes, sang the silent. Lizard boy who breathed warm smoke. Hannah, the floating jelly child who shimmered like water that night. The station recorded something rare. 6 alien children left the orphanage on their own. Destination, the Terran freighter Sunlight Edge. Guardian, Captain Ha-joon Ryu. The ship was old, gray, and dented from battles, but it was alive. Inside, it smelled like oil, metal, and cooked meat. Ha-joon didn't ask them to call him Dad or Sir. He just showed them where they would sleep, how to clean their gear, how to store food. Everyone has a job, he told them. We work together, or we don't work at all. He gave Myra tools and showed her the engine room. You'll learn to fix the ship, he said. You're fast, and your hands are perfect for small parts. Day became the backup navigator. He liked maps and silence. Sue and Rin ran ship diagnostic silent. Perfect teamwork, sang, who once melted a chair with acid, became the ship's cook. With gloves and a special hood, he made food no one else could. Hannah helped on the outside. Of the ship, she floated through space like a dream, repairing cracks in the hull. They worked hard. They ate together. They trained. Ha-joon showed them how to defend themselves, how to stand tall, how to breathe in scary moments. They watched him closely. He ate meat, yes, but never with anger. He growled when he slept, but sometimes he cried. 2 at night, He listened to old voice recordings in the cockpit. A woman's voice, a child's laugh. Then silence. He would wipe his face with his hand and say nothing. One night, Mira crawled up into the control chair beside him. "Captain, a bug," he said softly. "You're not scary." He looked at her. A small smile touched his lips. "Don't tell the galaxy," he said. "I've got a reputation to protect." She leaned against his arm. Her tiny claws didn't hurt. "Promise you'll never give us back?" He stared out at the stars, at the cold space that had taken his own family long ago. "I adopted you," he said. "That means you're mine, forever." And for the first time in her life, Mira closed her eyes beside someone who made her feel safe. Everyone on the space lanes had heard stories about Captain Ha-joon Ryu, carnivorous human with a haunted past. But no one expected him to become a father to 6 strange alien children. And no one believed those children would change under his roof, but they did. Not in the way people expected. Didn't stop being who they were. Didn't lose their strange languages or odd shapes. They just became something stronger together. Life aboard the Sunlight Edge was never quiet. It was loud with alarms, clicks, repairs, training drills, food burns, and laughter. Real laughter. Not the cruel kind. The kind that made your chest feel warm. Captain Ha-joon gave each child a job and made sure they were ready to face the galaxy. But he never treated them like soldiers. They were a crew. A family. Mira, the insectoid girl, fixed the engine room like it was her second home. Her small fingers fit inside every gear and pipe. When something sparked, she just hissed, ducked, and kept working. Day, the tall amphibian boy, read maps and scanned star patterns. He loved the quiet. Stars were his comfort. He liked to sit in the dark hallway after shift, eyes on the screen, humming low songs from his lost planet. Sue and Rin, the feline twins, never spoke. But they didn't need to. One would blink, and the other would move. Together, they kept the systems running, fixed sensors, and even played jokes on Captain Ha-joon by hiding his coffee, saying, "The lizard boy who once melted a chair wore his thick safety gloves proudly." He cooked meals that smelled weird but tasted amazing. Even Ha-joon said so. "If I die, Sang," he once joked, "it'll be from your spicy noodles." And Hannah, the soft, jelly-like child, floated through the outer walls of the ship like magic. She didn't speak at all, only made soft music with her glow. But when a leak formed in the hull, she was always first to find it. The children didn't. Forget what life was before. The orphanage, the fear, the rejection. But Ha-joon never told them to forget. He just helped them carry the weight, and sometimes late at night they saw him carrying his own. He kept a small, old photo in his bunk. A smiling woman, a laughing child. They were gone, now lost in the Hellion scourge. The war took everything from him. But the kids gave him something back. Not what he lost, but something new. One day, while floating near the gas planet Delvian, the Sunlight Edge received a signal. A large luxury ship was docking nearby. On board was the Galactic Welfare Delegation. It's the same delegation that had once rejected the 6 children. "They're docking near us," Mira said, watching the radar. Day stood beside her. "Should we move the ship?" "No," Ha-joon said. "Let them see." Minutes later, a high-polished transport floated toward them. When the delegation entered the Sunlight Edge, they wore long robes and had perfect smiles. Their leader, a smooth-talking alien named Terran, looked around the dusty metal walls. "This ship," he said, frowning, "isn't safe for minors." Ha-joon folded his arms. "It's safe enough. No one's melted a chair this week." Rosman's eyes narrowed. "You took all of them?" The children stood in the hallway, each one wearing simple uniforms. Clean, alert, standing straight, not hiding, not afraid. "Yes," Ha-joon said. "I took all of them." "But you're a human. A warrior species. Known for aggression." Ha-joon looked at Mira, then Day, then each of his kids. "You call them dangerous, unfit, too different to place. I saw something else." "What?" "What?" Terran asked. "I saw children who deserved a chance. It's the twins. stepped forward. Sue handed a datapad. Daily logs, she said. Rin nodded. Agnostics. Sang hissed and held up a food pack. I made stew. Anna floated close and blinked a soft light. She circled the delegation once, humming. Mira walked forward and faced Taryn directly.
Ass.
You said we were problems, she said. Us family. Taryn stepped back. They speak standard now, mostly Ha-joon said. They still hiss and blink and hum, but they understand more than you ever gave them credit for. Taryn shook his head. This is unexpected. Stepped closer. You saw weapons. I saw survivors. I gave them a place, and they gave me something back. My ship, my heart, my peace. Taran looked around, unsure. Then he turned and walked back to the transport. We'll file this. It's an unusual case. Ha-joon watched them leave. When the hatch closed, Day turned to him. Are we in trouble? No, Ha-joon said. They're just shocked. Why? Mira asked. Because I'm human, and I adopted you. The children blinked. That scares them? Sue asked. Yes, Ha-joon said. Because the galaxy thinks humans only destroy, do we scare you? Hana pulsed quietly. No, he said, you make me strong. That night, they sat around the ship's old common room. The kids ate stew from strange bowls. Ha-joon told them an old Earth story. They laughed, even if they didn't understand every word. Later, Mira curled. Beside him again, Captain Yabug. What would have happened if you didn't come to Nilaris 3? He looked at her and gently tapped her forehead. Then I would have missed the best part of my life. She closed her eyes, peaceful in the stars above. The sunlight edge drifted on. Not the fastest ship, not the cleanest, but full of strange love. A crew made of lost things that found each other. A human who once had nothing, now had everything. And the galaxy, still watching, would never forget the day a human adopted 6 alien children and made them into a family. Forever.